Hey everyone, welcome back. And in this video, let's just go ahead and take a look at port numbers, why they are important, why they are interesting, and what all you should know about them. Let's go. If you're new here, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon. This is free of cost and helps the channel grow. So I'm gonna go ahead and create a playground over here. Let's name it port numbers. Why not? And I'm gonna showcase you how port numbers work with the help of codedamn playgrounds and how codedamn exposes a couple of ports for you to use. So you see over here, once this playground boots for you, you get a computer, you get a Linux environment first of all, right? Now, what do we mean by a port number exactly is that when you have a computer, like in this case, you have a Linux computer, a proper container working with full Linux environment, you can run a lot of softwares on your system, right? And in order for your software to sometimes talk to other computers and even sometimes talk internally if they want to communicate over HTTP, they have to allocate certain ports to their own processes, right? So ports, think about ports as small windows in your house. So if your house is a computer, a window or a door is a port, which is way for traffic to enter and exit, right? And of course, you can build ports which only you use within your house. That is, using it only on localhost, and you can have ports which are exposed to internet, which allow other people to send and receive traffic from your house, right, your computer. Okay, so in this case, let's understand the default command which actually runs over here. So you see the default command which runs on the codedamn playground in HTML playground is static server, then -p, then -1337, and this is no cache, is just to avoid caching by the static server. So what this means over here is the moment we run this static server -p1337 command, you can see that it says me that serving files at localhost :1337. This means that a 1337 port has been exposed within this computer itself for you to use. And if we open this in new tab over here, you're gonna see the URL structure for codedamn is as follows: that you have a random subdomain.codedamn.app and then the port number which you used over here. So you see, just like in local computer, a local system, the moment you expose a port, it gets exposed to localhost, right? Localhost is a special word which means your own computer itself. But over here, right here inside this terminal which codedamn is running, you cannot really get to this computer with localhost, right? Because localhost is your own computer, not this one. But what we can do is we can further expose this port on internet itself. So you see that you're able to access this machine, you are able to access this computer with forclass.codedamn.app. But you also want to get into the application itself, because this over here, this part of the domain, which in your local case would be localhost, is just your own computer. That just gives you the IP address of the machine, of the house. That's the address of the house, right? It's the location of your server. But how do you get to the specific application which you want, right? You get it with the port number. Now let me actually show you a real quick example of creating another terminal over here. And let's say over here, I write, or maybe let's say I create a directory second HTML, right? And if I go ahead and create this, go inside the second HTML, actually we can just do it from here. And I create a second index.html file, and I just say this is something like, let's say this is, so what this is doing over here, we just created a second HTML document. I'm gonna go ahead inside this folder and write the same command, but the only difference this time would be that this command over here would have the port number. Let's write it again from scratch. The port number would be 1338. And then let's keep it no cache, right? So now we are listening on port number 1338. Now remember, I told you that we have exposed these couple of ports 1337 and 1338 for you. So now if you visit 1338, you're gonna enter into a different room in the house, right? This is a second document. If you go back to 1337, you're gonna see that you still have that room available to you. So these are two servers which are listening on two different ports, right? And for obvious reasons, you cannot start a server on a port which already was occupied by someone else, right? Because just like you cannot build a room on a room itself, you cannot also start a port on a port which is already occupied, right? In this case, you get that address is already in use. So yep, I mean, for codedamn playgrounds at least, for your local system, it will work for every and any single port, whatever you write over here, 133.7.8.9, then 134.0.4.1.2.3.4, all of them would be available on localhost, then 133.7.8.9 and so on. In our case, when you expose something to localhost 1337, and 1338, we give you the ability to open it in a browser with a shareable link itself, right? So localhost is not shareable. You cannot send it to someone else because their localhost would point at their system. But this link over here would be pointing at your machine because that's how the infrastructure in our case is configured. But the port part still remains the same, right? If you are running a couple of applications, maybe the front end on 1337 and the back end on 1338, in this case, it's not started, but you get the idea that you can link your 1337 port back front end with 1338 port back end, and it will work on internet itself where you get the HTTPS certificate and all that good stuff out of the box. So that is how port numbers work in a nutshell. They are like little windows and doors in your whole house, which is your computer, and the processes can sit on these port numbers. So yep, that's pretty much it for this video. Hopefully you learned something new, something interesting. That is all for this one. I'm gonna see you in the next video really soon. If you're still watching this video, make sure you comment down in the comment section, I watched this video till the end. Also, if you're not part of CodeDamm's Discord community, you're missing out a lot on events which we organize on a weekly basis to code. You already know the drill. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and thank you so much for watching.